Hey everybody, welcome back to the A-Bomb Grilling and Chilling Pad. Today is gonna be, well, should I say tonight? Tonight's gonna be steak night. So today I'm gonna be doing a tomahawk steak for myself, and then Abby always likes a filet, so we're gonna be cooking a filet for her. But the star of the show for the video is gonna be the big 3.3 pound tomahawk steak that I'm gonna be cooking. This is a steak that is unnecessarily huge, and it's a large cut of steak, and I don't cook it because I need 3 pounds of steak. I cook it because it's a fun cut of steak. These particular tomahawks I usually pick up at Sam's. This one was just over $30. I want to say it was around $9.80 a pound. Okay, I don't do them all the time. Maybe once a month, once every other month, I like to get one and have a little bit of fun with it out here. Okay, so that's the plan for today. But I'm gonna have a little bit of fun with this cook, and I want to use the reverse sear method of cooking this tomahawk. All right, so there's any number of ways that you can go about doing a reverse sear or just cooking a steak in general. There's lots of different methods. There's lots of different grills. You can use cast iron to do it. You can use your oven. So I'm gonna be using a combination tonight of the PK grill behind me right there. We got the PK 360. I'm going to be using that to slow cook it up to a rare temp. After I get it up to a rare temp, we'll pull it off there, we'll let it rest a bit, and then we're going to go over to the MMM grill over the live fire. I'm going to finish it off with a final sear over there. All right, so this is a fun way to do this steak. This is actually the first time I'll be doing a tomahawk like this. I've normally done it over here on the grill, where I slow cook it and then get the fire going again. Get it nice and hot, do the final sear here. But I want to, we're gonna have a bonfire tonight, so we got the fire pit going, so we're gonna utilize that to do our reverse sear on this big boy tomahawk. So let me give you a peek at this big boy steak. There it is right there. That is the 3.3 pound tomahawk purchased at Sam's, as well as the filet, and that's Abby's favorite cut. She likes the lean cuts and she likes the fillets, so that's what we get for her. Now hers is usually lightly seasoned, and in mine, I like to go heavier season on mine. I kind of like that Texas style, like they do brisket, you know, with a lot of salt and pepper. I use my own salt, pepper, garlic blend, so just SPG. Very simple to make. I use kosher salt, coarse ground pepper, and then garlic powder as well. All right, so we got it sitting out. We're gonna let it just kind of start getting up the temperature there. But what I usually do whenever I'm outside like this, you know, outdoors, I usually take the steak and I go to the shop and I put it in the shop, close the door. That's usually air conditioned, because flies, you know, this attracts flies out here. But it's still nice and cool, so we really don't have any flies coming in. All right, so there's our steaks. So what we're going to be doing is using the PK to do our slow cook. We're going to be doing an indirect method. We're going to have a small charcoal bed right here using the Kingsford briquettes, and what we want to do is get up to around 200 to 225 internal degrees. We're going to have the tomahawk sitting over here. I'm going to get my meat probe system out here so that we can monitor the temperature of the steak. So you just want a small fire. We'll close this guy up and we'll monitor it and try to keep it right at that low barbecue level right there, and let the steak come up to temperature slowly. You don't want to cook it too fast, so that's the method. Slow cook to get it up to right around, I'm going to say somewhere around 110, 115 degrees is what we're going to be shooting for on this. And once we get to that point, we'll pull it off. So I'll be having to continue to monitor this. We may have to add some, you know, may have to remove some, but we're just going to maintain the small coal bed. All right, so we're also going to be using the MMM grill right here. That's this guy. Awesome stainless steel grill, portable grill. You can set this guy up anywhere you want. Obviously, I'm in the backyard. Take it with you fishing, camping, boating, whatever. Down here, we've got the fire pit going. We're just trying to get a nice coal bed going right now. Those are the two steaks that come with the grill. So I've got those already preset. All we got to do is just set the the grill grate right over that once we're getting ready to start doing our cook. So I'm going to keep this going, get a nice hot coal bed going for our fire. But because this thick steak, it may take a while to get it up to that temp when you're slow cooking it, because you got such a thick cut there. So it's a little bit early, but I'm going to go ahead and get this guy on the PK, get this going so that we can start getting this thing up, because it may take anywhere from 1 to 2 hours to get this to the internal temp that we want. Okay, we've got the PK ready to go here. We've got it all set up. I am using my ThermoQ 2. So we've got one probe that's going to be monitoring ambient temp inside here. We'll use that in conjunction with the thermometer built in there. All right, we've got the meat probe in there, stuck approximately into the very center of the steak at the thickest section. And I usually like to pull these guys out several hours before we cook, but honestly, we were gone all day today running errands, and you know, just got back home to get all this set up, so I wasn't able to let this sit out. I usually put it out on the counter in the house for, you know, up to 4 or 5 hours before we ever do the cook, and try to get it up to like a room temperature. And it works really well. Seems to help make an even tender steak whenever you do that. I just wasn't able to do that today, but just keep that in mind. Pull it out ahead of time. Got this little piece of wood just to kind of help isolate the temperature probe from touching the metal grate. And there you can see we've got our small charcoal fire right there. So I'm ready to go ahead and close this guy up. All right, we're going to close it up, and now I'm going to start monitoring the temperature, and I want to keep it 225 or just below that if possible. All right, so we'll bring you guys back and show you how the progress is going. Continuing to get our live fire built up nicely. Let's come over here and check our indirect slow cook and see how it's doing. And it's looking fabulous. So we've been going at it for about 16 minutes now, and we are at, I don't know if you can see that or not, right at 215 degrees, right at the grate where the temperature probe is, and it says we're at 45 degrees internal temp. This gauge right here is between the 150 and 225. It's nice having both of them there so that you can kind of compare. But my stack of coals is working good. I had a total of 20 briquettes that we put in there. Last time I did this, I only used maybe about 12 of them, I think, and I couldn't seem to get the heat up the way I wanted to. And I kept adding coals. Before I knew it, I was running too hot, and I had to back off there. So this seems to be working pretty good right about there, around 215 degrees. So don't forget your timer. I love using a timer. I always have one handy anytime I'm cooking, no matter what it is. I keep one out here, and I have one inside in the kitchen too. Okay, next update. We are 52 minutes in, and I've been steadily watching the temperature here drop a little bit. Now we're at about 192 degrees. I can tell that this one's dropping here as well. So it is time to light some charcoal so that we can refill the hot side there and bring this back up to, you know, we're still at a good temp right here, but it's dying out. So we need to go ahead and add some coals. So, you know, we're getting close to about an hour in. So this is why I love having a timer. I'm able to keep up with the time and temp. It's always important with cooking. Let's take a little peek. There it is. And if you hit those, they'll just kind of fall apart in the ash. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get 20 more briquettes lit and get hot. All right, let's go ahead and replenish our charcoal on this. Steak is looking good. Still nice, and it's just barely warm to the touch. I'm just going to kind of knock these down just a little bit. This is what we're working with. See, you got the little guys right there. All right. By the way, the piece of wood helps to kind of deflect some of the heat from coming through the bottom area and up to the steak. It just kind of helps make the heat kind of more over the top right there. All right. All right, we're running at a internal temp 78 degrees right now currently. So we still got a little ways to go. There's our 20 fresh briquettes. I usually just kind of stack these up in a nice little uniform pile. Just about like that. And we are ready to close it up and continue our cook. So I think I forgot to mention it earlier. I have the upper vent on this side of the grill closed. the bottom vent is open, and on the left side underneath, this vent is closed, and then the vent above the steak is open. So the air comes up like this, and then across, and then up out of that vent. All right, guys, it is just about time to pull this big old tomahawk off this PK. So coming up here to the thermocue, we are at 147. I'm sorry, not 147, 114.7, 114.8. So I've got this set to alarm out at 115, but you can see we're almost 2.5 hours. So I've been steadily watching this guy. It should alarm off here in just a few seconds. Oh, it tried to, but it dropped back down. There it is, 115. So that is my personal target. That's not where you have to take this to, but I was shooting for 115 because I usually shoot for an internal temp of 125 to 130 degrees finish. I like mine a nice medium rare. Yeah, medium rare. All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and just hit a button here just to silence that right there, which you can see where we're at. So 2.5 hours. So it is time to pull this guy off. I'm gonna go ahead and show it to you since we're where we want. All right, let me, do I have some light? There we go. So that's what it looks like. It does not look like a steak that you want to eat because it is not seared and it's not cooked. Right now it's at a rare temp, okay? But that is ready to sear now. And you can see our coals. By the way, I did have to add this to a third time. I added some coals in there for a third time, all right? So let me, I'm just gonna close this guy up right here. Show you the fire pit. We are getting the grill nice and hot. It is looking nice. So I have switched over to my pecan wood. Earlier when I was getting the fire going, I was using oak, but over here, this is my pecan smoke wood right over here. So this is what we're using now. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull that tomahawk off. I'm gonna lower this grill down a little bit closer to the flame. And when I have everything ready, I will bring you guys back. And Abby's gonna help me. She's inside getting our veggies ready. I do have her steak here that I need to cook. We got her little filet. It's been out here resting. And I was gonna point out, I wasn't gonna show this until we're ready, but I've got grapeseed oil right here. So when I pull the tomahawk, I'm gonna go ahead and baste it both sides with some grapeseed oil before we throw it on the grill. Just gonna go ahead and pull the probe there. And there is our nice, rare tomahawk ready for the grill.
You're happy, aren't you?
Oh yeah. So I'm just gonna set this guy on the board. You can let this guy rest for a while if you need to. Yep, there's the loud vehicles going by.
Everybody got to see the jump.
You know, if you're doing the same thing, you can let this guy rest for an hour. I think up to like 3 hours, it's fine just letting it rest before you do the sear. But it won't take us long. I just need to get the grill ready. It looks like it's about there. I just need to drop it down and oil this guy, and we're gonna go do our sear.
What about my steak?
Abby's gonna get her steak cooked too, but hers, look how small her steak is compared to the A-bomb steak.
Wow.
Yours will not take very long.
Mine's super cute. No, it will
I'm gonna cook this first, and once we get mine seared, I'll cover it up. Then I'm gonna cook yours because yours will only take a few minutes.
That's like a caveman size.
It is. It definitely is. Just trying to get the coals rustled around the way I like the way they look. And then I'm gonna drop the grill grate down a little bit closer, and we're gonna get it nice and hot, ready for our sear, okay? But that's pretty good. I don't have a lot of flames. I didn't want a lot of flames. I just want the heat from the coal bed to do the work here. I'm gonna move these guys back here a little bit. Try to get some more of that flame in the back. We're gonna go ahead and oil it up. I'm using grapeseed oil here. I'm gonna oil it up nice. Got my paper towel in my hand here. I'm not brushing it because I don't want to like brush the seasonings away from where they are, so I'm just kind of blotting it with the brush here. And this really isn't even necessary. I just like doing it to kind of give myself a little clean place to grab it, just like that. This guy is ready for the grill. Let's go do it. I'm gonna have me another sip of my cold beer and we're gonna go sear this guy.
You're not paying enough attention to my steak.
Your steak. All right, so I'm gonna do mine. I'm gonna get this done. I'm gonna pull mine, we're gonna cover it, and then I'm gonna cook Abby's.
See.
And then we'll go inside. Once her steak's done, we'll go in and we will slice into it and try them.
Let's see where the priorities are.
So as far as the sear, it's probably going to take somewhere between 1 and 2 minutes per side. And my plan is I'm going to do a flip. I'm going to move it around because I want to keep moving this steak around the hot grate. All right. I don't want to just leave it in one spot. I want to move it around, kind of like if you were, visualize a cast iron skillet. It's hot everywhere in there. And so I'm moving it around so that I don't have any cold zones on the steak. And then I'm going to flip it about every 30 seconds to just do like an even sear and cook on there until it looks the way I want it to look. Then I'm going to pull it and it's going to be done. Here we go. You hear that sizzle?
Yes, it's beautiful.
That's a good looking sear. That looks good.
And I almost fell down.
All right, here we go. We're going to go one more. I'm going to go grab the cutting board.
Yes. It looks perfect.
It's great. It's got a nice sear, so that's it. I'm going to go cover it up and wrap it, and then we got to get Abby's steak cooked now.
Yes, we do. And the most important part of the meal, I'm kidding. Look at that little cute thing.
Look at that cute little steak.
Isn't it cute?
They're delicious though, especially cooked over that pecan wood like that.
Agreed.
All right, I think we have Abby's filet ready to go. Good look at it. She doesn't mind hers being more on the rare side, so we are ready to pull. I'm going to go ahead and transfer hers to the cutting board here, and we are done. It is time to slice into this steak. I have been waiting all afternoon to try this. So there is our beautiful tomahawk, and of course Abby's filet right there. We are going to, I forgot my tongs outside, so we're going to go ahead and we'll put Abby's right there.
Thank you.
All right, let's go ahead and usually, see that, I think I forgot to mention this. Usually what I do, I like to eat the outer part, the little, the tender section there, and I leave a lot of the middle, and this serves me for like 3 meals. I don't eat all this at one time. So I save it, I'll eat for leftovers. I'll make steak burritos in the morning.
Yes, please.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and let's slice into this guy and see what we're looking like. Look at that. It looks like it's gonna be good.
Of course it's going to be good.
It's gonna be good. Oh yeah.
Yep.
That is awesome. Gonna take me one more slice, and that's gonna be all I need for this meal right here. Look at that.
It looks so good.
All right, and then you take, you've got a little bit of extra salt right here. I definitely don't have the charisma of Salt Bae, but just a little bit of extra flaky salt on the outside is all you need right there. All right, let's give it a try. We're going to try the outside portion right there.
Is it as good as it looks? Does it taste as good as it looks?
The salt content is perfect from that SPG. Sorry, I had a nose itch there. You can taste the smokiness from how I cook it like that. It's got that smoked flavor. That is a perfect medium rare right there. That is just so good. This is more of the middle part.
You love it.
That is so good. That's why I like doing that. That's a really good technique to do, the reverse sear. Slow cook it. Sometimes it takes a long time. It depends on how thick these guys are, but slow cook it, low temps, get it up to about 10 below what you want to finish it out at, and then do the final sear over some high heat. That is just delicious. That SPG turned out perfect. What more to say?
You're happy.
I am happy. I am very happy. I know Abby's ready to try hers. She's got her veggies right here that she cooked. Squash, zucchini, and mushrooms. Looks
And
good.
cauliflower.
And cauliflower. All right. Well, I think that's going to be about it, unless Abby wants to show what her steak looks like.
No, I'm just going to eat my steak.
All right, she's going to eat hers. But anyway, there's our reverse sear tomahawk. I hope you guys enjoyed. We're going to get to our dinner now.
Does that look bad?
No, it looks beautiful. There's Abby's filet. It looks like it came out perfect, just the way she likes it.
Yes, it did. Look at that crust.
Look at the crust.
Oh,
Got
yes.
the nice crust on it and the nice medium rare in the center. It is perfect. All right.